These are the stories topping the news. 25 most remarkable teens to be honored next week. Child hospitalized with severe injuries from dog attack. And Mexicans clash with police over absent people. Good afternoon and welcome to ZIZ Midday Newscast for Wednesday, November 12th. I'm Carla Berridge. Now the news in detail. On Wednesday, November 19th, the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis will pay tribute to young citizens who are impacting the lives of others positively. This will take place during the annual 25 Most Remarkable Teens Awards, which features a special sitting of the National Assembly, where the stories of the young people will be shared with the nation in a live television broadcast. The nominees were interviewed by a panel of persons with extensive experience in youth work, after which they were reviewed and the outstanding persons were chosen.
Most of them could recount periods where they weren't doing as well as they're doing now, and they could also pinpoint things that were turnaround periods. And for a few of them, they were brave enough or able to articulate the key persons who said or did what they might have considered to be minute things, but those things are what drew them to embracing their greater self.
Attorney at Law Jonell Powell will offer a free legal clinic at his Central Bastia constituency office on Saturday, 15th November. In a communique from the office, Mr. Powell said the legal clinic is designed to help those in need of legal advice, but may not be able to afford the cost of a consultation. This second legal clinic is a follow-up to another hosted by Mr. Powell, which he reportedly enjoyed positive feedback. He noted that this is his way of giving back to the community. He will be joined by other lawyers during the clinic who, in addition to offering legal advice, will make presentations to those in attendance. The clinic, which will run from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., while geared toward the constituents of Central Bastia, will be open to all residents of St. Kitts and Nevis. Jonell Powell is the People's Actions Movement's candidate for constituency number 2, Central Bastia. The Gingerland Secondary School's Walter Williams and former student of the St. Thomas Primary School, now a student of the Charlestown Secondary School, Jonique Penny, are this year's local winners of the Florida Caribbean Cruise Association FCCA essay contest. Williams captured the first place award in the senior division of the competition, while Penny won in the junior category. Meantime, Nevis's Minister of Tourism recognized the students' achievements by hosting a brief check presentation ceremony on Monday, November 10th. All primary and secondary school students were invited to participate in this year's contest. Entries were judged in 2 categories, a junior division for children aged 12 and under, and a senior division for children 13 years to 16 years old. Essays were assessed on content, creativity, style, and grammar. In regional news, a 4-year-old boy in Antigua and Barbuda is presently nursing serious injuries at the Mount St. John's Medical Center after he was mauled by a pit bull Monday morning. According to police reports, the young child was attacked by a dog around 11:15 that day. It is understood that the boy, whose name was not revealed, sustained severe injuries to his neck, face, and head. After seeing the pit bull in the yard, the boy's father attempted to chase the dog out of the yard, but instead the animal turned and held onto his son's neck and began to bite. Reports noted that the man resorted to choking the dog in order to release his son from the animal's grasp. The child was rushed to medical center. After doctors determined the injuries were serious and required urgent attention, he was rushed into surgery around 7 o'clock that evening. Police have announced that investigations into the matter are ongoing. 600 passengers from a visiting cruise liner Saga Fire all assembled on Pigeon Island off the coast of St. Lucia yesterday to soak up some sun, sea, sand, and fun. During the event, the visitors donated $3,800 to the Donator School. We hear more in this report.
with barbecue, fruit, drink and music. Members of the group, who are all over 60, were accommodated with tables and seats and beach chairs. In that way, they had a choice of getting tables already set or just their bodies wet. The hotel operations director for Saga Shipping says St. Lucia is a unique destination on their Caribbean cruise.
We're on a Caribbean cruise with all our passengers. We've been to Dominica, we've been to Tortola, we've been to Antigua, but one of the highlights of coming to the Caribbean for us is to come to here in St. Lucia, where we actually own the Bellevue Hotel as well. So we have an association with the island. So we have a thing called Magic Moments, where we like to bring our passengers for something just a bit different that they don't know about when they book their holiday. So when they left Southampton 12 days ago, they didn't know they were going to be coming to this fantastic island. So we bring them here and we're giving them a great day by the beach. We're giving them sea, sunshine, some good rum punch, a bit of good steel band music and a great fun day, something they'll remember for a long time.
Mr. Furlong says that Pigeon Island was chosen mainly because of its tranquility, history and, of course, the beach, and some passengers could not have agreed more.
We've only just arrived here by catamaran. It looks quite an amazing place. The band playing and ships organising the food, and it looks as if it'll be a happy day.
Lovely. It's good. I mean, we've got the sea, the sand, the food, the music. What more do we want?
Internationally, in Mexico, anger is growing over the fate of the 43 missing students who disappeared in September. Violent protests have been staged for days as families of the victims and their friends demand any clarity on the whereabouts of the students. We hear more in this report.
A pitched battle between police and protesters. It shows the intensity of anti-government demonstrations over the case of 43 students who disappeared in September. The protests grew after prosecutors announced last week that the students had likely been killed and dumped in a landfill site. But even if the students are alive, it might be too late to calm tensions. These protesters are mainly made up of teachers from a leftist union, and confrontations between radical teachers in Guerrero State and authorities go back years. On Monday, they even took over the international airport and the resort of Acapulco. At one point, a Guerrero State security officer was detained by the teachers, apparently in response to the arrest of 2 union members.
I'm not going anywhere, but I want to avoid confrontation. I am not leaving. What I want to do is get organized and do our work.
Later on Tuesday, Mexicans carried out another kind of protest, one of peace and solidarity with the students. I asked this woman how Mexico could achieve that.
Mexico needs determination, willingness, intelligence, and love. That's what we need.
The people in government want power, even if it means getting their hands bloody with innocence. We're tired.
These 43 families represent the violence and insecurity that Mexicans are facing.
But instead of facing that violence alone, more and more Mexicans have decided to stand up and be counted. Adam Rainey, Al Jazeera, Mexico City.
Zambia has held a state funeral for President Michael Sata, which thousands of mourners gathered in the capital city. He was nicknamed Kim Cobra for his straight talking, but his death has left division in the governing party over who should be its next candidate in the crucial by-elections. We hear more in this report.
Michael Sata's death has divided his party, but it's also brought people together. These friends say he showed strength of character by spending a decade in opposition before becoming president. They're running late and the stadium is almost full. But eventually they find seats. Sata was nicknamed King Cobra for his vicious tongue and straight talking, which was popular with the people here.
I came to pay my last respect to our beloved president. It is important to me as a Zambian. I've lost a great leader. He was like a father to the nation, so it was really important for me to be here.
But Sata's Patriotic Front party is split over who should run to replace him. Supporters of one faction couldn't wait until after he was buried before they sided with one presidential hopeful over how a candidate should be chosen. But the leaders put rivalries aside for a few hours to give Sata a dignified send-off. Michael Sata's own humble beginnings gave him great empathy with the poor. He's credited with bringing desperately needed infrastructure, roads and hospitals to impoverished rural areas, things that have made a real difference in people's lives. But Zambians say they need to see more benefits from their country's copper riches. Most are poor and just want the next president to continue investing in them. As their president is laid to rest, many are contemplating his legacy. His party is bracing itself for the leadership battle ahead, and the Zambian people are hoping their needs will be the priority once again. Tania Page, Al Jazeera, Lusaka, Zambia.
Now the weather. Today will be a sunny day along with a few patchy clouds. Temperatures are expected to reach a high of 30 degrees and a low of 24 degrees. Tomorrow is expected to be another sunny day. That's it for ZIZ Midday Newscast. Join us at 6:30 and 7 p.m. for the evening news. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kyla Barrage.